Good evening and welcome to the second talk of ICT March colloquy.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. So we are honored today to have Professor Mahajani as our speaker. So Professor Mahajani superannuated as Professor of Chemical Engineering from Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai in 2009. Currently, he is advisor of Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission, Government of Maharashtra, and process consultant to leading Indian companies. He is fellow of Maharashtra Academy of Sciences and member of many eminent institutions. He has 8 years of experience in industry where he was involved in production, project technology development and many more. Professor Mahajani also has 21 years of teaching and research experience which is reflected in his publications, books, projects and curriculums that has been developed by him. I will now hand over the platform to Professor Mahajani. Sir, to you.
Very good afternoon and good evening, because 4 o'clock is just on the border, okay? Right? So I will stop video. I think that is better, isn't it? Well, friends, we are talking about the methanol growth engine, and I'm going to just, 1 hour maybe, just giving you overview, not in details, okay? No kinetics, no thermodynamics, no calculations, nothing, okay? It is simple. So, friends, growth, for any growth, we need energy, okay? Now, the energy when we want, can methanol give us energy? Good question, and answer to that is yes, very much. Methanol can give us energy. Methanol can, you must have seen this. Well, methanol is a vehicle for energy. We can have various energy forms, dimethyl ether, we can have biodiesel from methanol, we can have methanol to gasoline, methanol to diesel, all these things are there, okay? So we are going to have just look at it, how this simple chemical, methanol, look at this. This is the mother or father, whatever you may call, of C1 chemistry, okay? And C1 chemistry is very, very important to us, because once we have got a syngas, then we can have methanol with us. And to all my student friends, I will suggest that please refer to material safety data sheet of this compound, methanol. It's very, very important. Boiling point is 64, melting point minus 97. Now, a cracky idea, when we don't have a very big methanol plant in India, like people are having 5,000 tons per day, okay, 2,500 tons per day, 3,000 tons per day methanol plant, but our capacities are very, very less compared to maybe around 700, 800, okay, maximum. Now, this methanol can be manufactured in India. We'll see towards the end how it can be done, okay. But the best way is that if we are importing LNG, the better way is to set up methanol plant in that country, okay, from where we are getting LNG. And instead of transporting liquefied natural gas and then unloading, storage, and then gasification, and then transportation, so it is better manufacture methanol and transport just in an ordinary vessel. You don't need a special vessel for that, okay. So friends, here is the engine, DME, dimethyl ether, biodiesel, diesel, gasoline, but all this you can have from methanol. Now, oxygenates in transportation fuel has many advantages for better combustion, and we can see that yes, pollution must not be there despite of BS6 norms and all other thing. Everywhere BS6 people are not yet tuned to it, okay, they are slowly getting into this, okay, but still there can be a pollution problem. So exhaust with less particulate matter, less hydrocarbon in tailpipe exhaust, saving of fuel. And when oxygenates are there, perhaps it may increase NOx level depending on how much oxygenates we put into the fuel. Okay. Now, methanol as a blend in petrol. Some countries they are having a blend in methanol is blended in petrol. It's not recommended in India as of now because our road conditions are very bad. And I was told in China that they have uh, uh, methanol fuel trucks also. Okay, so the engine modification is done, new engine designed for methanol and all. Now in India, ethanol is yes 5%, 10% is on. Okay, 20% is permitted. Okay, ethanol is permitted. But my friends, I don't support this ethanol blending with this because it is a ethanol is renewable. Okay, and we should have chemical industry based on ethanol. Long back we had ethanol based chemical industry, and now Europe you will find that yes, people are going again going back to ethanol base, and we should have. In fact, we had ethanol to ethylene, the first green ethylene plant in the world. Okay, and then plastic made from that green ethylene. So methanol is not recommended as a blend in a petrol in India. Sure, because see tailpipe, exhaust pipe, roads conditions are not good. If we get a formaldehyde out, it is very highly toxic. Okay, and right now we find that in a city like metro cities, even at traffic signals, our eyes watering because of unburned fuel. Carbon monoxide levels are high at that point. Okay, so what is the alternative? Biodiesel, yes, biodiesel alternative is there, very good. Methyl esters of C16C18 fatty acid derived from non-edible vegetable oil. We don't want vegetable oils, okay? People use palm oil when they import crude palm oil, they distill it, and then the bottom, whatever is left over, unwanted for not edible purpose, they can make biodiesel out of that, okay? Well, Jathroba is a failure in India, whatever people may say, that, but Karanj oil is a good stuff, okay, that can give us good biodiesel, and not only that, Karanj oil has got so many other advantages, okay. It has got natural pesticide, so we can use Karanj cake straight away as a insecticide. Now, BS6 fuel, 7% biodiesel is permitted maximum as oxygenating diesel. Now look at this, biodiesel, what it does. Okay, when you have BS6, you are lowering the sulfur levels. Okay, 10 ppm something. And when sulfur levels are lower, there is a problem of lube. Okay, sulfur gives lubricity. Now when you blend with biodiesel, naturally biodiesel adds to the lubricity. Okay, so there is advantage with this biodiesel blending with BS6 fuel. Then yes, this is going to be our dimethyl ether. Methanol to dimethyl ether. Yes, you have to just remove water. Boiling point, look at minus 24.8, vapor pressure at 30 degrees, 6.8 bar, 50, 11.5, cetane 55, fine. That's all right, this is all right. But what dimethyl ether is a wonder chemical in my opinion. Why it is so? Because it is non-toxic, doesn't permit, it doesn't form any peroxides, very safe to handle. Safety is very, very important. And my dear young friends, this is similar to propane and LPG. Now, if we manufacture dimethyl ether, okay, we have got tremendous potential to replace LPG. For example, if you have a methanol plant, big plant you put, okay, then your nearby in all housing colonies and all can be supplied with DME as a fuel. And look, DME is bottling, and we are expert in bottling because LPG we are bottling. So you don't need some rocket science technology for this purpose. And dimethyl ether can do that job. Okay. Now it is very safe to handle. So in a kitchen there is not going to be a problem. Okay. It doesn't form peroxide, so safety issues are also again addressed here, and it is non-toxic also. So this is really going to be a wonder chemical for us. dimethyl ether. Now, how we manufacture dimethyl ether? That's a question. It's just a dehydration of methanol. Methanol you pass on alumina catalyst, standard cheapest catalyst available. Okay, you can use ZSM5, you can use all sort of other catalysts. Okay, highly acidic catalyst. Okay, and then you can say that yes, we have DME. Now, important thing for dimethyl ether, I will take you to methanol flow sheet quickly. We'll come back to this flow sheet later on. Look at this. This part methanol you manufacture 99.85 and you need the distillation columns. And in this there is a condenser. So whatever is the product is there, methanol, maybe 12%, 13%, 11%, depending on who is the process licensor. You condense and roughly 70% methanol and balance water is there. And that water plus some higher alcohols like ethanol and all other things, okay? You distill it out in series of columns, 2 columns or 3 columns, depending on who is the process licensor, and you get back pure methanol. Now the question is, do we need to make pure methanol? Absolutely not at all, okay? Well, this water is there. What DME, what we are going to do? We are going to, along with methanol, we are going to inject steam also on the catalyst to avoid cooking, and we are going to get dimethyl ether. So why not make use of this straightway crude methanol here? Okay, put on the DME catalyst, develop the catalyst which can sustain this crude methanol, and then we have straightway dimethyl ether, and then distilled dimethyl ether. Bottoms can be used as a fuel, okay, in the reformer or wherever your boiler there, okay, and you can get good quality DME, okay. Now in entire methanol plant, this constitutes roughly 25% capex, okay, roughly, okay. So you save this, it means this crude methanol is available at the cost of production to us, okay, with less capex also, and then we can have dimethyl ether at affordable price. This is very, very important. Affordable price is very, very important. So we can bottle dimethyl ether. Now, once we bottle dimethyl ether, domestic LPG we can replace. We are importing LPG, and our fuel bill can go down. That is the growth is about there, okay? Because we will increase GDP, okay? We don't have to spend on LPG imports or reduce LPG imports, depending on how many gas, DME cylinders you have and where you are supplying this. So at least partially LPG imports can be reduced. Next important thing is it can go in autos also. LPG powered autos are there. Yes, it can have auto engines can be made to DME suitable. So local autos can use DME in that particular region. Okay, it's very, very important. When cars can go from one metro city to other cities, say Bombay to Delhi, but you don't go Bombay to Delhi, Mumbai to Delhi by auto. Okay, so autos will be local. So DME powered autos can be used. So our fuel also will save this. Okay, and the domestic fuel is also available with us. So dimethyl ether is very, very important. There is, despite of the fact, but some people were advocating that yes, it can be blended with diesel and all other things. Please don't do that. Okay, my advice is right now it is used on its own. Blending of with diesel means you need on a truck diesel tank as well as DME tank also under pressure. Okay, and truck drivers will not like both one tank under pressure, another thing near atmospheric pressure. Okay, and in case of accident there can be a problem. Okay, so next compound is dimethyl carbonate, DMC. It's eco-friendly, green solvent. Boiling point is 90 degrees centigrade. It is perfectly now acceptable. OSHA approved a standard solvent. Okay, and now many many processes people are replacing conventional solvent by dimethyl carbonate. Okay, now dimethyl carbonate can be blended with diesel also, maybe 5%, 4-5%. Okay, and that will solve our tailpipe problem, pollution problem also. Okay, so we can look at this now. How to manufacture dimethyl carbonate? Yes, you have coal gasification. I will come back to the slide later on. And then you have ammonia plant, urea plant there, and then methanol, and then from urea you can get methanol, urea, you can get dimethyl carbonate easily. Okay, so we have to have technology to suit us. Okay, now this dimethyl carbonate is going to be very, very important. Okay, next we have methanol to gasoline, MTG. Okay, you might have heard about this project. This is at New Zealand Synfuel Corporations. They had a plant from methanol. The gas was there, and they built up. This is a single largest application of ZSM5, okay, zeolite, right? And in this plant, mobile, that reaction mechanism is methanol goes to dimethyl ether, and dimethyl ether is then blasted on gasoline catalyst. Okay, and dimethyl ether, though ZSM5 can work, but considering cost consideration, they use alumina as a catalyst, okay, for dimethyl ether, and then dimethyl ether can go to gasoline. Now this is fine. 2,500 tons, almost 2,500 tons per day. 2 methanol plants were built by Devi that time. Okay, Devi Power Gas. I work for Devi Power Gas India. Okay, so gas to methanol, yes, was developed by Devi. Very good engineering, because this is the foothills of active volcano, and then there is a creek also. Okay, so it's a engineering challenge, and I did successful this. Now next important thing is, yes, methanol to gasoline technology is there. It is working. People get very good gasoline. And since you are starting with methanol, there is no question of any sulfur. Okay. Now methanol to diesel. Okay, diesel is obtained far better than BS6 specification. No sulfur, zero sulfur, because methanol catalyst doesn't tolerate sulfur. Okay. Despite of you are having zinc there, okay, that is in case of there is a slip upstream, then sulfur is captured by zinc. Okay, so diesel can be obtained, and when you are having diesel, methanol to diesel, how you do this? You can get olefins also, methanol to olefins. Methanol to olefins, you can have ethylene, propylene. My dear friends, I worked on this with Devi Power Gas, Devi Meki, and NCL. We have tripartite agreement to develop technology. Okay, methanol to diesel. We developed successfully this technology, but at that time, for commercial reasons, the project never kicked off. Okay, so methanol to diesel olefins. Now, what I am trying to see, look at a growth engine. When we want the olefins, yes, we can get ethylene, propylene, butenes, all these olefin. We have diesel, we can get gasoline, we have dimethyl carbonate, green solvent, and we have dimethyl ether, our again fuel. We have biodiesel. Look, so all this is whatever is required for driving this bus. Okay, everything we have from methanol. So energy. Okay, we can get energy from methanol for this. Okay, and we are mind well, we are not blending methanol here with anything. Okay, we are converting into products and then using them as a fuel or oxygenates. Okay, so that's what this is the growth engine. Okay, now all if we put all this together, it is a futuristic, it will come slowly. All this put together, our imports can be reduced drastically. Okay, our imports can be reduced drastically. And how we get methanol? We have coal gasification. Indian coal is having almost 40 to 45% ash. Okay, so now a project is coming. We had two projects earlier, Talcher and Ramgundam, and then those projects were shut down for some reasons. Okay, this is not a time to discuss why it went wrong and what went wrong there. But now new project is coming at Talcher. Okay, where RCF and other people are involved. ONGC is also gas GL gas Authority of India Limited, they are their partner. And they are going to have ammonia urea. And once you have gasification technology master there, Shell entrance bed gasifier is being used there. Now it is Air Products. Shell has transferred this technology to Air Products. Now once you have a syngas, it is going through syngas, then once syngas is there, you can have parallel gasifier and then you can have methanol also there. So that is where our title is about the topic, that is the growth engine it will have. Okay. So friends, this is next is methyl tertiary butyl ether, MTBE. Yes, you may be knowing about this. All cars in India, they are having MTBE. Slowly, the ethanol is replacing methyl tertiary butyl ether. Okay, but enough ethanol is not available, and I don't personally, I don't recommend ethanol blending. Let us have MTBE blending as such. Why? It is very simple. Refineries can start manufacturing methanol by capturing carbon dioxide. Okay, so they can reduce the footprint of carbon dioxide in refinery petrochemical complex. It will help climate. Okay, apart from planting mango trees surrounding and all other things. So that is very, very important. Methanol being manufactured at the refinery for captive consumption. Okay, so their cost will be affordable price for them. And then they got isobutylene. Okay, now isobutylene, instead of blending with LPG and burning, there is no point. So you can have your own MTBE. And whatever is ethanol is there. Okay, that ethanol we can have chemicals. Again, going back to our 1950s, 60s, 70s, old technologies, yes, we can have, okay, all is from green. And when we have alcohols, there is a sustainability at the stake. Yes, it is sustainable projects, and there is a circular economy also, okay. So I, for one, strongly recommend, yes, MTBE should be there. Ethanol, people should go back for chemical manufacturing, okay. And now, because ethanol, we don't have to depend on only sugar cane. You can have sorghum, okay. You can have sorghum stocks, okay. And you can have ethanol from that. You can have ethanol from other sources also. When I'll get opportunity for interacting with you on bioethylene, I will discuss this aspect in details, okay. So we have now all in alcohol-based chemicals, okay. We can be answer to this petrochemicals. So we can, if we answer this to petrochemicals, alcohol-based chemicals, then perhaps yes, our import of crude also will go down, and that's how it will be part and parcel of a growth engine. GDP will grow up. Everything is benefit to us. Okay. So friends, what are the chemicals? Yes, C1 chemicals, you know, acetic acid, dimethyl terephthalate, and esters in food and pharma industry, methanol to olefins, C2, C3 olefins, dimethyl carbonate, formaldehyde, phenol formaldehyde resins, you have all this, methylamines, methyl fluoride, methacrylate, methyl esters, and so on. So n number of chemicals can be produced. So as a result of this, you can see that yes, methanol is going to be answer to our future chemicals, okay, future fuels also, okay, and methanol based future chemicals as well as fuels, if we start manufacture, it will keep a good growth, okay. Now let us see how to manufacture methanol, okay. After having seen this, we'll, because I was told that yes, apart from that, I should discuss something on methanol process also, okay. So process overview, okay, methanol. What are the reactions? Yes, you are familiar. These figures 49.5, 49.6 and all other thing you can check also. Carbon dioxide plus hydrogen giving methanol plus water. CO plus hydrogen giving methanol, and CO plus H2O giving hydrogen and carbon dioxide. On methanol catalyst, all these reactions occurring. And the main reaction, methanol main reaction is carbon dioxide plus hydrogen giving methanol plus water. It has been proved, okay? And then this water causes sintering to the catalyst. In order to avoid sintering or reduce sintering drastically, you need reaction, carbon monoxide. How carbon monoxide helps us? Through the shift conversion. Carbon monoxide plus water giving you hydrogen plus carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide and hydrogen again go to methanol. And to some extent, carbon monoxide also goes to methanol. Is a very, very important thing, okay? Very important thing. It means if you capture carbon dioxide straight away from flue gas, okay? For instance, power station, we can capture carbon dioxide, okay, from flue gas. Technologies are available, okay. ICT, Dr. Vaidya did good deal of work, okay. And carbon dioxide association, love affairs with carbon dioxide started with Professor Sharma. MM Sharma is the pioneer on this, okay. Peter Danckwerts at Cambridge, then Professor Sharma started. Then I worked also. I happened to work with Peter Danckwerts at Cambridge on postdoc assignment 2 years. There I had whatever Danckwerts absorb carbon dioxide, I dissolve. I work on desorption of CO2 from hot potash solution. Okay. Why diethanolamine works? That is a different topic. We'll talk about this later on. Now, carbon dioxide reaction is important. Now, once you have this, you have to either develop the catalyst, okay, and if you do not want to develop the catalyst, yes, partly produce carbon monoxide by reverse shift reaction, okay. Take the advantage of this reaction, reverse shift, that is hydrogen is available to you, green hydrogen is available to you. Now, green methanol is also there now, my dear friends, because hydrogen can be available from water, electrolysis of water, okay, and carbon dioxide can be available from straight away from combustion of biomass, okay. So you can reverse shift reaction, and then with the help of this reverse shift, you can get carbon monoxide required to take care of whatever catalyst form, or whatever water is formed, okay. So this is very, very good chemistry we have to understand. And mind well, you don't need different catalysts. Copper oxide, zinc oxide. Copper is in reduced form as a catalyst. Okay, copper zinc oxide catalyst is the same catalyst used for medium temperature shift conversion. High temperature, low temperature, people have forgotten shift. That is the old thing. Okay, now people are talking about medium temperature shift conversion, and methanol and medium temperature MTS catalyst is same. Okay, so you have this advantage. So from carbon dioxide, with the help of reverse shift, we can do this. Or you can use another catalyst also, platinum and all. Professor Vaidya at ICT has done this good deal of work on this. Okay. So this is about the main reaction. What are the side reactions? Yes, there are side reactions formed. These are all the reactions are all these equilibrium reactions. Okay. And these side reactions are, look at this. You got a methane, you got a ethane, you got a ethyl alcohol, you got a dimethyl ether. Okay. Now, copper oxide, zinc oxide, and on alumina is a catalyst for methanol. Okay. Now, why this methanol synthesis? Zinc captures the acidity and reduces dimethyl ether formation. Okay, but still there may be some dimethyl ether formation. And in fact, you can get the dimethyl ether directly from syngas, but there can be some problems on distillation, purification, and all. Some compounds may form azeotropes and all. We will not discuss about those things. Let us concentrate on this. So all these reactions are formed. It means higher alcohols are formed, ethers are formed, and light ends are also methane and ethanes are formed. It amounts to that we need a purge somewhere. And this is when you do purification of methanol by distillation after reactor condensation, you can bottoms, you can reject all these things, okay, and purge will take care of this. When we see simplified line diagram of methanol, we can see there is a purge also, or I can show you right away purge. Yes, look at this. From the methanol reactor, you have got a condenser, okay. Conversions are of the order of 10 to 12, 15%, okay. So you have to recirculate the syngas. So you have a recirculation compressor, you have got a main compressor, recycle compressor is there, and here is a purge gas to knock off that methane, ethane, and all that. And then distillation column bottoms, you will have water, heavies, all those things will take care of this. So we take care of these reactions. Now, these are the implications of all these reactions. Okay. Federal grade AA methanol 99.85%. Okay. Reactions are equilibrium limited. It's very important. Okay. Exothermic reactions, equilibrium limited, low temperature, whatever, and purge is required to reduce accumulation of hydrocarbon gases. It will have the adverse impact on heat transfer also, okay, in a condenser. Reactions are highly exothermic. High pressure will favor the reactions and low temperature will favor methanol formations. These are the implications of all these chemical reactions, whatever we have seen. Now coming back to raw material. What is the raw material? The CH3OH. Look at the molecule, okay. What this methanol is. Methanol is very simple. CH3OH. What you need? You need one carbon, you need one oxygen, you need hydrogen also. Okay. Now from where it comes? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Yes, it comes from syngas, synthesis gas, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen. You understand the importance of carbon monoxide in the feedstock. Okay. And this is known as syngas. And syngas can be manufactured by all raw materials, feedstocks. Okay, we'll see that various feedstocks. So from reaction 1 and 2, we can get, yes, this is a conventional paper. So all methanol papers, you will find that R is equal to hydrogen over twice CO plus 3 CO2 should be greater than 1. So there should be enough hydrogen available for this reaction. Look at this stoichiometry. 3 carbon dioxide, 2 hydrogen. So we have R this ratio. Now, these are the natural gas can give us syngas, natural gas reforming. Okay, Professor Nemade will take care of this reforming of natural gas, naphtha, and all other things. Naphtha also we have, okay, from reforming. Then coal bed methane gas, bio CNG is also available. Okay, all these things, biomass conversion to methane. Yes, fuel oil, heavy residues. Okay, we can have syngas. GNFC has got this plant based on fuel oil. We got the coal, very, very important. We have got a coal which can last for maybe say 500 years. It is optimistic or realistic estimation. Yes, coal is available with us, right? So syngas is there. Then we have got another thing, petcoke. Yes, India needs asphaltenes, okay, for highways, roads, and all other things. Better roads are important, okay. Better roads means less fuel, okay, right? You are always driving on top gear, right? So when you make aspartame, okay, Professor Nemade will take you through this, okay, delayed coking and all process, you get a petcoke. All sulfur heavy compounds are there, 5% sulfur in there in petcoke roughly, okay. And then you have got a nickel, vanadium, and all this petcoke gasification. Reliance has got this plant, petcoke gasification to make syngas, but Reliance is not manufacturing methanol. They go for power straight away, combustion turbine and steam generation. Okay, because syngas can be used for in a combustion turbine as a feedstock for power generation. Then biomass also. All biomass can produce syngas. Okay, municipal solid waste, plasma gasification. We can get syngas, CO2. Look at this. So all these raw materials are plentifully available in India. Okay, where we being tropical country, blessed with the sun. Okay, so renewable sources. Meanwhile, there is one project in Europe. They are starting with e-methanol. Okay, that is hydrogen from water. In fact, India had first hydrogen plant. Okay, Bhakra Nangal electrolysis of water. Yes, hydrogen we generate, and we generate carbon dioxide from biomass. Why not? We can have also our own methanol. And we don't have to manufacture 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 tons per day and all. Economy of scale is important, no doubt. But India being a vast country, the transportation, if you manufacture 10,000 tons per day methanol, okay, using bio, coal and in south, okay, from culture and all, then you have to take it to other places, Delhi, Punjab and all. The transportation can be a costly affair, okay. So wasting, we can have small methanol plants based on various local feedstock available. For example, in Uttarakhand, okay, we'll see later on that you have pine needles, and pine needles can cause a lot of problems. Okay, they are causing the problems. Those who are traveling, those who have gone to Uttarakhand, you will see that I have traveled a number of times. 5 times I have been traveling Uttarakhand. Okay, people say that yes, I am in love affairs with Uttarakhand. Okay, good people, nice people, very good country, and it is a Devbhumi. Okay, you will really enjoy there. Those pine needles can create a problem during summer. Okay, if there is a fire and all other thing, yes, it creates a problem. So pine needles can be gasified in principle, yes, and why not make syngas and have local methanol plants, small methanol plants, maybe 500 tons per day, 300 tons per day, manufacture dimethyl ether, okay, and give local people LPG, domestic fuel. That is important, okay. Then you don't have to transport LPG from other places to Uttarakhand, Nainital, Haldwani, and other places, say Bageshwar, Jageshwar, Mukteshwar, Munsiari, all these places where I've been there. Okay, it's a beautiful country. You don't have to transport LPG there. Okay, local DME can be given as a domestic fuel. So, friends, municipal solid waste, we are generating a lot of kachra around this. This is a big headache. Okay, it's a question at whether we have the will, powerful will is very important to do something. Now, what are the catalyst and operating conditions? Old process, chromium oxide, zinc oxide was the catalyst. Temperatures 330 to 400, pressures 250, 350 bar. Okay. Now, what happens? The latest process was ICI. Okay, ICI started catalyst, which copper oxide, zinc oxide. Copper is having unique property. It activates C double bond O, okay, and then it makes beneficial, okay. Now, during my research project on waste treatment, on wet air oxidation, I have taken the advantage of this copper activating C double bond O, and I tried to, and we successfully destroyed even acetic acid, which is difficult to oxidize by wet air oxidation, okay. Acetic acid can be destroyed with copper catalyst. With iron catalyst, you cannot destroy acetic acid. Cobalt also you cannot destroy. Cobalt catalyst, that's why in Reliance and all, paraxylene oxidation takes place. You have acetic acid as a medium, cobalt naphthenate, cobalt acetate as a catalyst, okay, with bromide and all other thing. And you don't destroy acetic acid there, okay, much, very small amount. Now, copper oxide, zinc oxide, and alumina is a catalyst. Now, this is, the catalyst is given you in oxide form. Before taking on line, you have to reduce the catalyst. So copper oxide is reduced to copper, okay. Now, temperatures are low pressure, okay, 50 to 80 bar, roughly 70, 75 bar pressures are there, okay. And when ICI discovered this catalyst, okay, work, David did this, okay. Now ICI is no more there, Devi is no more there. Now Johnson Matthey, Devi Process Technology, they are offering this technology, okay, and for methanol, okay. This copper oxide, zinc oxide on alumina, this is a catalyst used for low temperature, medium temperature shift also. Look at this jump, quantum jump, low pressure, 250 to 75, okay. Temperature down 100, yes, energy saving, a lot of energy saving taking place. Now this is methanol, we revisit again. This is reformer thing, which Dr. Professor Nemade will help you in understanding what it is done. The catalyst, the reactor is radial flow reactor, when you go to higher capacity, okay, it is not isothermal reactor. Isothermal reactors people don't prefer, because there was one accident in isothermal reactor because water chemistry was not maintained properly. So the water was taken away, heat transfer fluid is used, and secondary then water was used for cooling purpose. Okay. Now adiabatic reactors are used, quench reactors. Small reactors, they are quench feeds. Okay, are around 300 tons per day. Earlier, our methanol plants were quench ICI technology. Then when you go to 1000, 1200, 1500, 16, 1800 tons per day, 2000 tons per day, you use radial flow reactor because pressure drop consideration. And then we have condensation here taking place. Okay, 75 bar, you are condensing this 70%, 65 to 70% methanol, you are getting purify this. And here I was telling you, take this away straight away and blast to dimethyl ether catalyst, and then you can get DME also, methanol DME simultaneously. You can avoid this capital investment, this, okay, right? This is very, very important to us. So now what is the latest in methanol manufacture? Yes, LP, this catalyst is sustaining, no doubt. There is absolutely no problem, okay. People are doing some research and all other things, but the cheapest catalyst available commercially, okay. Now latest catalyst is, latest technology in methanol is Air Products have come out with liquid phase process, okay. That is liquid phase process. You manufacture methanol in liquid phase. Use slurry bubble column reactor due to better heat transfer. No recycle compressor is required, and conversions are based on more than 50%. Look at the beauty of this. Okay. Now, what happens? You have got the same catalyst here, whatever is there. Okay. Your heat transfer limited because of highly exothermic reactions. Adiabatic reactor per pass conversions, you are limiting around 12%, 13. You go here more than 50 or around 50%. Okay. And whatever you use here, okay, recycle here and recycle compressor. You don't have to use that recycle. What you do is simple. The reactor of gases, okay, straightway take to combustion engine, straightway, and you can have combustion turbine, okay, or you can have combustion engine straightway produce electricity. What I was telling you at Uttarakhand and all other things, okay, this technology will be better. 700 tons per day they are licensing maximum capacity because of economics involved, and then otherwise you would need a parallel reactors and all. So you can have 400, 300, 700, 450 tons per day plant, methanol plant. Whatever gases CO2 are coming out, hydrogen is coming out. You put in the gas engine, combustion turbine, okay, and then you generate the power, okay. You don't have to put turbine, okay, you gas engine straight away. And then you generate the power and put the power back to the grid, okay. Well, my friends, Uttarakhand is not starving for power. They have got enough power. They are exporting power to nearby states. Himachal, Uttarakhand are lucky, okay. When there is heavy snowfall, they enjoy because their power capacity will go up during monsoon. More water they will get, okay, in the dam, and then they can have more power generation, right? Now this small plant located, okay, 300 tons, 400 tons per day methanol, okay, on slurry bubble column reactor. It will help us, and that is all. What is this is help us to grow, and this is all growth engine is all about. Okay, you don't have to all the time, every time bus. Whatever picture I have shown is the Leyland, British Leyland bus and all everything. You don't have to have that. Okay, all the time bus. Okay, you can have this way of growth engine. Okay, so we have methanol and power generation together. It's a win-win situation. Conclusion and recommendations. Methanol can satisfy our energy needs partially through fuels. Floodgates open for chemical manufacturing. Yes, put together, it becomes a growth engine. potential in increasing GDP and saving foreign exchange. Syngas can be blended, obtained via gasification of high ash Indian coal. Look at this. This is a thing at what I was telling you. You have coal gasification, you get a syngas, yes. Ash will go for infrastructure development. 40% ash is there, 45% ash is there. What are we going to do? We need better roads, we need dams, we need infrastructure, housing complexes, more ash. India is a big country, okay, bigger than Europe, okay, all these things. Then when you are quenching ash, entrance bed gasifier, you are quenching ash, you get a water, okay, and this water contains alkali from like KOH and all other things from coal, okay, then it will have another chemical, strontium, zinc and all other things, micronutrients, okay. And now once you have this, once you adjust the pH, you can have his ammonia, urea put together this and sell as a liquid fertilizer, or people will enjoy liquid fertilizer rather than solid, and nearby thing. You don't transport from Talcher liquid fertilizer to Delhi or Punjab, okay, these for local people there, right? Now, once you have syngas, you can get hydrogen, yes, medium temperature shift reaction. Air liquefaction plant can give you argon. Nitrogen, you got ammonia, urea, you got methanol, and here you have this all the CO, CO2, hydrogen once through. You don't put a recycle compressor and all, okay. You go, why to increase the cost of the methanol plant? Capex reduce. Instead of having recycle compressor, don't put recycle compressor straight away. Don't no purge. Everything is put in a combustion turbine and you generate power. We have to think differently. Dear friends, you are young, okay? You have got a fertile brain. And human brain is like a parachute. When it is open, it functions, okay? So think differently and take to our advantage all these things, okay. So methanol, this thing is this is how we can have fertilizer methanol plant together, okay? This was I was mentioning pine needles from Uttarakhand. So friends, I am finished with time. 45 minutes was given to me, okay, and I've taken maybe yes or exactly 45 minutes according to my watch. Now interactive session begins. If you have got a question, this is the photograph taken by me, okay. I have got a love affairs with Himalaya, Uttarakhand and all. I travel extensively there during vacations and all other things. And this is Kargil to Zanskar. If you travel from Kargil to Zanskar, on way you get Peninsula Pass. And dear friends, this is frozen river, okay, or you can call glacier, whatever things. This all is ice. All this. Jokingly, I was telling people expressway to heavens. Okay. And this photograph is taken by me only, and it is height at around 14,000 feet. Okay, can you believe this? 14,000 feet. Yes. I've been to Khardungla Pass, Zagula Pass, and all these things.
Thank you very much, sir, for this crisp yet very informative talk. And the photograph is really beautiful and mesmerizing. Yeah,
I hope my instead of people will remember me for photographs instead of talk.
no, sir. Obviously, it will not be only for the photograph. Yeah, so the floor is now open for the questions. Please,
Yes.
the audience.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm Harsh Darji from third year integrated MTech. Sir, I wanted an opinion from you, like how we are moving towards the capture of CO2 and moving towards its conversion to useful chemicals. More precisely, I will say ethanol. Sorry, methanol in this case. I'm sorry. So what is your view about how about in India? There is only one startup which is converting the CO2 to methanol, incubated by JNCSR, Breathe Applied Sciences Private Limited. And there is a small facility in Tuticorin also. So what is your opinion, sir, on how about in USA we have Silicon Valley? So in India, if we set up some of that capture facility and we can run a carbon economy led by methanol,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
gentlemen, yes, I understood your question clearly, and I mentioned during my presentation also, okay, that yes, carbon dioxide we can capture, right? There are issues of capturing carbon dioxide from flue gas. In fact, one fertilizer complex started this. If you use methane, then you will find always sorry, methane for ammonia. Okay, you will find carbon dioxide you need. Okay, for urea. No, you have to capture from flue gas. Okay, oxygen is there. Okay, and I myself worked on that. Oxidative degradation of alkanolamines. You cannot use monoethanolamine, diethanolamine. You need a special amines. Okay, and yet we are not started technology. The problem is that okay, yeah, Indian entrepreneurs or Indian techno this thing they don't believe Indian scientists. Okay, I am making very bold provocative statement. Yes, I stand by that. Yeah, we are good as a good to follow. Okay, we don't lead that. Now we got so much carbon dioxide. Yes, and we can use this reverse shift reaction. You can put it and CO, CO2, hydrogen, you can do this. What you are thinking now? All that depends on you people now. Okay, Mr. Darji, you can take the lead. The young chemical engineer, entrepreneur. Okay, and set up the plant. Okay, you can use a gasification from grass also. You can just gasify that, make a syngas carbon dioxide. Okay, or just burn it, energy, carbon dioxide, capture it and e-methanol. Okay, there is a project going to be there in Europe now, e-methanol.
thank you, sir.
And
Sir,
research front, yes, ICT Professor Vaidya is doing good deal of research on this. Okay, CO2 capture. Okay, from Professor Sharma, I have taken the lead. Okay, and then Professor Vaidya happened to be my student. Okay, for masters as well as PhD. Okay, and now he has taken the lead from this and all ICT then good deal of carbon dioxide capture. But as I said that yes, entrepreneurs will have to come forward. Okay, yes, take a risk, do it. Nothing will work straight away. Okay. See, when you develop the technology, people don't tell you failure stories. Okay. People tell you success stories only. Final technology is available. Right? Any other question? I hope I have not totally satisfied you, but partially satisfied you.
yeah, sir, absolutely. Sir, actually, there have been a recent articles about L&T bringing this CO2 to methanol facility in India, but it's on a very early stage to what
Yeah.
reports show.
Yeah, no, this small plant, there is a economy of scale also is involved. Okay, at what price you produce, at what price you will market this. See, industries are running to make money also. They are not running to prove that professor is right or wrong. Okay, right. So ultimately, return on investment is also equally important. So you have to have strike of all these things together. Okay. That is why I said that small plants, slurry reactors and all that. IIT Delhi, some work is going on methanol slurry reactor. My friend Professor Pant is, I was told that he is working on